Well, hello there. Fancy meeting you here. Before I go ahead and get started, I want to quickly say thank you to all the people that newly subscribed to the channel. I was not expecting the level of support that I've gotten recently. A lot of comments from a lot of new faces, and I think that is super fucking cool. Thank you guys for that, and welcome aboard. Happy to have you. So today, I want to talk about cheating, or cheat days, and why I think that they're stupid. But first, I want to talk about how I go about cheating on my diet. So if you notice in the description of the video, or in the title of the video rather, I am the same weight as I was in the last video that I made. And you're like, David, what is this? You don't know my name yet, probably. My name's David. And you're like, David, what is this? Why haven't you lost any weight? What's going on here? What gives? Why are you still 248 pounds, buddy? I thought these were weight loss vlogs. What are you doing? Well, let me go. Oh, thanks, bud. Oh, I turned Canadian there. Someone let me go, and now all of a sudden I'm Canadian. Go fucking the Nova Scotia Penguins. Go. Yes, I haven't lost any weight, but I have, and let me tell you why. So the way that I like to cheat is if I start to experience diet fatigue, high levels of systemic fatigue, and high levels of just overall palate fatigue, and most importantly, I see a stagnation in my results, my weight loss results, right? Because that's what's going to push you to continue your diet, is watching the scale go down, watching your body physically change, and not being stressed about it. That's the biggest thing that's going to push you to want to keep dieting. So when I'm not seeing any of that stuff, how do I go about resetting my diet and cheating, so to speak? Well, instead of having a cheat day or a cheat meal where I eat junk food, I gain a bunch of pounds of fat, I feel like shit, I don't do that. What I do is every 6 to 8 weeks on a calorie deficit, I take a couple of days and I go to calorie maintenance. 2 to 4 days, right in that area. Now, in order to increase my caloric intake to hit calorie maintenance, what do I have to do? Well, my protein goal doesn't change, right? I still have the same protein goal that I am continuously hitting while on a deficit. So I don't eat more protein. So what do? I up the carbohydrates and I up the fats. Maybe a little of each. Maybe I want carbs and not more fat. Maybe I want more fat and not carbs. Maybe I want to eat non-fat cheese for a couple of days, but I continue to eat healthy food and I just up the carbs and the fats a little bit for a couple of days and I hit my calorie maintenance. So I'm still recording my calories. I'm still tracking everything, but instead of eating 1,300 calories a day, I'm eating 2,000 calories a day. Now, what does that look like? Well, I'll give you an exact example. I go to a diner. While I'm on my calorie deficit, I order egg whites, grilled chicken, and multigrain toast with no butter. When I'm doing a diet reset or a cheat couple of days in order to kind of recalibrate everything, I order whole eggs, turkey sausage, whole wheat toast with a little bit of butter on it, and home fries. Essentially the same meal, right? Protein from the turkey, protein from the eggs, but a little bit more fat because I'm getting whole eggs, and more carbs and fats from the butter and everything like that. So the idea is you're still eating healthy food, right? Maybe instead of just having grilled chicken on a little 70-calorie wrap at home, you go to Chipotle and you get that fucking rice. You get that rice that you love. You get double chicken. You know what? Throw a little bit of cheese on there. But you're not eating pizza. You're not eating bacon cheeseburgers. You're not eating mac and cheese or pasta. You're just eating more carbs and fats with the meals that you're already kind of having anyway. Now, what does this do for your body, right? After like 2 to 3 days of this, why do this reset? Well, a couple of things are gonna happen. One, you're gonna gain back a couple of pounds, and don't be worried about that. Those pounds is intramuscular glycogen and water, and they're going to be melted off your body as soon as you restart your deficit and are ready to do your diet again. So you're more fueled for your workouts, way more fueled. Your muscles are ready to fucking go. Your tanks are full. And after a couple of days of increasing your carbs and fats to maintenance level, you are going to feel like you are ready to kill it. A couple of days after you restart your deficit, you're going to notice that your weight goes right back down to where it was before you started your cheating couple of days. And whatever brain fog you had, probably going to be gone. Whatever diet fatigue you had, palate fatigue you had, whatever stagnation in results, probably going to go away. If it doesn't, and you take a couple of days, you eat your rice, you eat your home fries or french fries, and you don't go crazy, but you eat at maintenance and you up your carbs and your fats, and after 3 or 4 days, you're like, I still don't really want to restart the deficit. I still don't feel great about it. I feel like it's going to increase my stress levels, and it's going to, I'm not ready yet. Just stay at the maintenance level for a few more days. You're really not going to put on much, if any, fat. That's kind of the whole point of calorie maintenance. All that's really going to happen is you're going to be ready physically, mentally, and energy-wise to just crush it when you go back into your deficit. It's not quite a diet reset, but it is a thing that I like to do every, like I said, 4 to 6 to 8 weeks, depending on how stressed I am and how I'm feeling. Also, if I'm traveling a lot, I can use that as an opportunity to kind of reset the diet a little bit, increase the carbs and fats, because maybe instead of being able to cook at home, I'm like, I'm going to go to Chipotle today, double chicken, rice, let's just have energy for the day so I can fucking go at it. So, why am I telling you all this? Well, because recently, a diet reset is what I did, and that's why I'm still 248 pounds in the title of the video, and I haven't lost any more weight. I shot back up to 252 pounds, really enjoyed myself for a couple of days, and then restarted the deficit 2 days ago, and now right back down to 248, and I am ready to go for at least another 4 weeks, maybe longer. So before I get into the meat and potatoes of this video, I wanted to ask, what's the first thing that you guys want to see next? Would you rather me film a grocery trip or a workout? To film a workout, I'd have to go to my apartment's gym pretty late at night and essentially just wait till nobody's in there and film my workout at like 11 p.m. That's an option. I could do it because if I film a workout, I want to be able to talk to the camera, narrate things, talk about why I'm doing what I'm doing. But keep in mind, my workouts aren't anything crazy, right? Slow eccentric movements, 8 to 12 sets per muscle group. I'm essentially doing hypertrophy training. I'm not training to achieve hypertrophy because I'm at a calorie deficit. I'm not going to achieve much hypertrophy unless my body really goes crazy with burning the fat. But I enjoy hypertrophy training, so that's the training that I've chosen to do. But my diet isn't necessarily like a bodybuilder diet, which for those, hypertrophy means muscle growth, right? So I'm doing muscle growth type training, but I'm not necessarily going to achieve muscle growth beyond a certain point. My muscles are probably growing right now just because they atrophied so much while I was doing physical therapy and while I wasn't working out. And because I used to be kind of jacked, they are probably, growing quite a bit, but they're going to hit a point where they're not going to grow anymore. And then my deficit is actually going to continue to make me lose fat, but also potentially lose me a little bit of muscle. So it is what it is. A commenter, I believe the name of the commenter was Nico Wilco, which is another new viewer, thanks for coming by, had a great comment where they said, 1,300 calories seems a little bit low. You seem like you know what you're doing, but why go so low on the calories? Why not go a little bit higher? And this is a really, really fair thing to say, because here's the thing. So I talk a lot about fatigue, right? Diet fatigue, systemic fatigue, mental fatigue, and if you're in it for the long haul and you're like, I don't care how long it takes me to lose weight, I just want to enjoy the diet as much as possible and I'll lose the fucking weight over 2 or 3 years, I don't care. That's actually the healthiest way to go about it. And the way that you can do that is essentially just going a few, maybe 500 calories below whatever your maintenance is, which for me would probably be something like 1,600 calories-ish. And doing that for 2 years instead of trying to really lose a bunch of weight over the course of 6 months. So why am I imposing such a strict and wide deficit calorically? Am I not just going to rubber band back because the amount of diet fatigue and mental stress that high of a deficit is going to create, it almost makes the diet not worth it? Should I just be willing to take my time and consume more calories and lose weight a little bit slower just to up the chance that the diet is successful, right? Because the whole name of the game is adhesion, right? You want adherence. You want the diet to stick. So there's a couple reasons I'm doing this, and this is one of those do as I say, not as I do type things. I'm impatient. I used to be 180 pounds, fucking lean muscle, and I want to get back there really bad. I know what I have to do it. I know my body really well at this point, and I just want to fucking do it. So here's the thing. When I'm fresh on the diet, when I'm just getting started, I'm going to impose as much of a deficit as my body can handle without me starting to feel brain fog and physical fatigue and mental fatigue and all that stuff. And if that deficit is, let's say I eat 1,000 calories a day, over time as I feel that fatigue start to set in, I can up that calorie limit a little bit, maybe up to that, 1,500, 1,600 calories where I'll still lose a little bit of weight, but the diet will get a little bit easier. I do that until I hit my cheating, which I talked about earlier, which is a couple of days of maintenance, increased fats and carbs. And then when I'm ready to just crush the diet again, to just kill it again, then I once again restart the deficit, imposing as strict and wide of a deficit as my body can take. That's just how I like to diet. If I eat 900 calories in a day and I don't quite hit my protein goal, but I still had a lot of protein and I'm feeling good, I'm okay with that. I don't feel the need to force myself to get up to, 1,300, 1,500 calories just for the sake of, I should probably eat more. Like, no, I'm okay with being at 900 calories as long as I feel good. That isn't necessarily the best thing for some of you watching to do if you want to start a weight loss diet. I would recommend figuring out what your calorie maintenance is and maybe just eating like 400 or 500 calories below it, cutting fats down to 50 grams a day and carbs down to 200 grams a day, depending on how you work out. But again, do as I say, not as I do. You really have to kind of know yourself for this stuff, know your body, which is why I give out the general information that I know, and then I say this is what I like to do, right? Because I'm not necessarily going to lose fat the same way that you are, and that's just a thing that's going to occur. So, I'm going to either work out later tonight and film it, or I'm going to work out pretty soon. I'm on my way to UPS right now because they missed my fucking delivery, and you can't call them because only bots answer, and the bot has no idea how to interact with a human, so that's awesome. But thank you, Nico, for the comment. Totally fair. Yes, diets are more sustainable if you eat more calories and allow the diet to take a longer period of time, right? To take place over a longer period of time. Definitely would not be a bad idea to do. It's just, I know myself, I know what I can handle, and if I feel fatigue start to build up, then yeah, I can up the calories to 1,600 a day, and I'd still do just fine. One more thing I want to mention, I know I've been kind of going back and forth on the whole cardio thing. Well, ever since I started doing my kind of diet reset days, I'm crushing cardio. 2 days ago, I did 500 calories worth of cardio, and then yesterday was supposed to be a rest day, but nothing was really super sore, so I went and did a little bit of cardio to warm up my legs, and then I did a little leg workout. Nothing crazy. I think I did a total of like 14 sets or something between hamstrings and quads. Not per muscle group, but so like 6 or 7 sets per muscle group. Nothing crazy. And yeah, I think I have energy to do stuff like that because I did that little diet reset. So if you're hitting stagnation on your weight loss and you're like, I'm doing a deficit, I'm working out, what's the fucking deal? Why am I not seeing results anymore? Dude, you might just be stressed out. And when you're stressed, your body doesn't sleep well, your body holds on to more water. Maybe that's just something you need to do. You need to reset your diet. You might be stressed and not know it. I think I'm done yapping for now. I will probably just cut to me making something either before the gym to carb up and have energy, or post-gym, something yummy and filled with protein. So we'll see what that is. So lately, all of the stores that I go to haven't had any egg whites. They have something called liquid egg product instead, which looks like this. So I know what you're thinking. You look at that and you go, oh, so it's like just regular eggs in liquid form. But no, it says made from egg whites, a fat-free, cholesterol-free food, which means there can't be yolk in here because the yolk is where all the fat and the cholesterol is. So I look at the macros and it's the exact same macros as egg whites. So I'm almost like, is this just dyed fucking egg whites? Because they haven't had egg whites for a while, and like super important part of my diet. So anyway, look at that. Steam coming off of it. I don't know if you can see the steam coming off of it, but Cooked the eggs, put the cheese on top, seasoned it, little splash of water in the pan, lid on top to melt the cheese all nice, toasted up a bagel. The total calories for this meal are gonna be right here. And then I also had a bag of nacho cheese flavored Quest chips this morning because I needed energy because I got a giant printer delivery that actually woke me up. I was getting a phone call and they were like, hey, your giant 600-pound printer is here. So I had the fun of moving that around this morning. So I had a bag of nacho Quest chips for energy so that I could do that. And then, so the calories, like I said, for this meal are here, and then with the nacho chips here. So this is like what I've had today so far, calorie-wise. The bagel is on that plate for the carbs. I'm gonna let it digest a little bit. It'll give me energy for the workout, and then I'm gonna go work out, and that's gonna be that. I guess I'm also gonna take some of this, although probably only half a scoop because my caffeine tolerance is not what it used to be, and I will get a muscle flare up. Well, I'm also gonna make sure I'm really hydrated because I'm feeling a tiny bit crampy in the core, and usually that means I'm not hydrated enough. So maybe drink something with electrolytes, little electrolyte packet, and yeah, do that. Yeah, so yeah. Well, I'm also gonna think about what I'm supposed to have. It's been a while since the last part of the video. I had a pretty killer chest day. I threw a little bit of shoulders in at the end. Smaller muscle groups like shoulders and biceps, forearms, calves, you should work pretty often, pretty much whenever they're not sore, in my opinion. Especially if you're training for hypertrophy, but regardless, either maintaining them or growing them can happen very consistently because they heal very quickly. Your core, biceps, shoulders, calves, tiny muscles heal very quickly. When you work your giant back muscles, your hamstrings or quads or your chest, you know, it takes a little bit longer for that stuff to recover. So at the end of every workout, I try to throw something in. Threw shoulders in today. Tomorrow I'll probably throw biceps in or something like that. Yeah, just get as much as you can out of every workout. That's what I say. And eating well will give you energy to do that. And speaking of which, the last video that I made, I was showing you guys everything that's in my fridge. What I failed to do was show you some of the stuff that's in my freezer. There's not a whole lot going on in here. There's ice, and some frozen salmon, which I don't eat super often because salmon has a lot of fat, and I can't really have a lot of fat in my diet. But one of the things I wanted to show you were, again, you know, no sponsor. I feel the need to say it every time. These are my go-to, like, frozen chicken of choice bites type thing. I'm not having a stroke. I'm just really bad at this. I love Just Bare. They bread their stuff very, very lightly. The macros are still super good. They're really easy to heat up. You just throw them in an air fryer. The instructions are super clear. And yeah, they freeze really well. They keep for a long time. They taste good. It's my go-to. If you have like a super healthy frozen like breaded chicken that you think is super good, let me know. One of the things I want to try is to just like maybe take one or two of these patties, throw them in the air fryer. They're 210 calories each, 22 grams of protein, 8 grams of fat, and only 14 carbs. And then air fry them up, maybe throw a piece of cheese on like the last minute of the air fry so it melts onto the patty. Just pull it out of the air fryer, throw it on a bun, a little bit of ketchup, good to go. It's probably leaning a little bit towards the indulgent side, kind of closer to where like the hot dogs and like you guys didn't see my moment of weakness, but I did buy and consume a Lean Cuisine pizza, and it kind of scratched the itch. It was pretty good, not gonna lie. So I can't do stuff like this super often, especially like a patty that I'm gonna put on a bun. But bites like this, really not bad. 160 calories per serving, 16 grams of protein. It lies right on my protein rule. And if I just eat a bunch of them by themselves, yeah, just dip it in a little sugar-free ketchup maybe. Very easy. So I'm gonna make one of these things. These are my calories after I make it. I'm not gonna record 100% of my calories every single day because that's not really the point. These are just supposed to be kind of vlogs. They're not like super calorie tracking. Every vlog I wanna kind of talk about something different related to weight loss that I've learned over, you know, doing it for fucking 7 years or whatever. And today was, you know, kind of the diet reset chat. I think that was the most valuable part of this video. So I'm probably just going to end it here, but before I do, let me know what you want to see from future videos, whether it's workouts or grocery shops, or, you know, I bring you guys with me like out and about when I'm like going to Goodwill or whatever you want to see. let me know, because I haven't been making videos for a while, and quite frankly, I kind of question if I know what people want to see anymore. I do have some pretty cool ideas about like different shows though, where like I try different food places and then maybe try to make a low calorie version of that food. I don't know, seems kind of fun. I have a place called DeLuca's Brick Oven Pizza, which is like one of the most famous pizza places on the East Coast, right down the street from where I live. And I think it would be really cool to go there, try their pizza for the first time. I've never had them. Review the pizza, and then in that video, try to craft the perfect low-calorie, diet-friendly pizza, having to do probably with like fat-free mozzarella, turkey pepperoni, and like a dough that is spread super, super thin so that you're using as little of it as possible. It just seems like a fun thing to do. So let me know if that's something that sounds interesting to you, because I love cooking and definitely want to integrate a few more cooking aspects into these videos as I continue to make them. So again, to all the new people, I hope you stick around after this video. Thanks for coming by. I said this a couple videos ago, but I'll say it again. I'm going to get better at this. I'm going to get more entertaining. I'm just getting used to talking to the camera again, and it doesn't come so organically to me anymore as it used to. And it's something that you have to practice, and I'm going to get better at it, and these will get more entertaining. So if you want to stick with me while I go through that process, I don't promise it'll pay off, but it might pay off, right? I might get better, or maybe I won't. Maybe these videos will suck forever. Who's to say? Bye! Okay, one last thing, even though I said the video is ending. I really just chose to be ugly for the last, like, year, huh? I guess internally I went, yeah, you know what, David? You should never trim your beard and grow your hair out and, you know, just leave it alone. And